on this computer. And on my other one on the side here. Okay, we're nearly there. Yep. Right. Okay, so if you guys could just mute now when you're not talking, because others will pick up the background. Just switch on the mic when you do want to speak. That would be great. Okay. So welcome to Getting Into Your Flow in Life. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So just wanted to share with you some discoveries I've made in my healing journey on moving forward in life. And first off, I'd like to find out what's brought some of you guys here, just so we set the intention. Then I can shape the webinar to what you guys need, okay? It all depends on where you are. So if you'd either like to just tell me, just by chatting away to me, or in the actual type chat at the bottom while you're here, then I can get a good feel for what's brought you here. Who would like to? April, do you want to have a go? April and I are old friends here.
My intention for today is to be open and allow guidance to come through me.
Yeah.
I want to practice. I'm here to listen and participate and be of support.
Okay, thank you, April. Oh, you just tell everyone where you are as well. So.
Oh, I'm in St. Augustine, Florida.
Okay, thank you. Who else would you like to share what's brought them here? Ralph? You have to unmute you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I'm going through a big transition, getting to the end of my career, and I just want to look at ways of progressing, really. And I'm in Gloucestershire in the UK.
Okay, thanks, Ralph. Okay. Priya, do you wanna have a go?
Yeah.
Yeah, try that.
Yep. So I'm here because I do kind of healing work, and I'd like to see more progress, forward movement in that area of my work. And also because I feel drawn to the different kind of healing modalities that you offer. And so I'm curious and interested to experience it and find out more, because it may be something I'm called to do. I don't know. Okay,
we'll give you a good experience of it here tonight. Tonight we're going to actually, where are you?
Oh, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay, there you go. April, got a neighbour.
Yeah, hi, April.
So, yeah, I'm going to explain a bit about how divine healing works and how you can help it to get you into the flow of life. And then we're actually going to have a direct experience of it. But I need to give you a bit of structure first, so it'll answer all those questions, Priya. Okay. Yvetta, do you want to share why you're here? Just unmute. Only if you want to. Hang on, we have to unmute you first. Let me do it. Try now. Start again.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Well, I lived in South Africa over 20 years.
Yeah.
I met Simla, who I had with.
Yeah.
And now I relocated to my hometown, Brno, in Czech Republic, and I'm a little bit stuck because I have to change all my ways of life, and I need to start my own business as a Reiki master and Access Bar practitioner, and I need to do something. And Sima helped me a lot, but now I have to do it myself, and I think that's why it pulled me to you to start to do something. Not sure what, but
okay, thank you. All right. Some messages here. So, all right. Okay. So, April said, I'm actually emotional all over the place and tearing up, trying to figure out the real underlying issues. Okay. To what in particular, April?
I didn't hear your question. You cut out.
You said to me in the messaging here, I'm actually emotional all over the place, tearing up, trying to figure out the real underlying issues.
Yeah. I am in a place where this last couple of weeks I'm going through a lot. I'm taking words beyond their context. I'm taking on everyone else's feelings, and so I got a lot of emotions going on, and I tear up at a thought or a drop of a hat or a feeling, even if it's a song, and I'm having a hard time separating and keeping it going. I don't know what kind of energy's going on, but I'm trying to dissect it, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be dissecting it. So I'd like to get back into the flow is all I was trying to say, because I wasn't quite forward enough when you asked me what my intention was.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
That's my truth. That's
see what we can do. And Sarah said to me, I'm here to find how to better get into my flow and take back my power to move forward. I'm from Iowa. Okay, thanks, Sarah. All right. Elizabeth, do you want to share why you're here?
Yeah, I'm just curious, really. All healing modalities I'm curious about. So, yeah, just give it a go.
Okay, where are you, Elizabeth?
I'm in Bristol, UK.
Bristol, okay. All right, let's get underway then. So I'm going to share my little presentation I've got here. If you guys could just mute again, so we don't get any background noise, except when you want to speak, that'd be great. Bottom left. So look. I'm going to share the screen now. Okay, so you'll see the webcams go to the right. So if you want to, you can move them up and down with the little chevrons. You can see at the top and bottom if you can't see everybody. All right. So you guys, are you here to help the world, but no matter what you've tried, you still feel left behind in life? I do, still, a lot of the time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a group healing process to accelerate the healing of abandonment and emotional blocks that are buried deep in our ego, so that you can feel more connected, stable, and secure with the flow of life. Most of what stops us carrying out our dreams is hidden away from us. So divine healing is designed to help bring consciousness to what those things are, so we can actually move forward. So let me explain what divine healing actually is, and you feel free to ask questions as we go through here. It's a multi-dimensional healing system whose purpose is to open to grace. What that means is that it comes from the higher dimensions, from spirit at many different dimensional levels, to help us open to the flow of life. And it's a very simple and quick and profound, accurate set of healing tools that you can use on yourself and on others if you want to be using your healing practice, if you already have one or want to create one. And it reconnects you to spirit at all levels, so you have this higher dimensional guidance. It's designed to empower you. I've been using this for 13 years now, and it's definitely made me more conscious. I don't know if I'd say enlightened, but a lot more conscious of who I am, why I'm here, and it's helped me get on with my mission of service here on earth. And divine healing came from Source and many different races of beings and groups of beings from the higher dimensions put it together. Normally, most healing modalities have come from one particular group, like the angelics or a particular mystery school in the higher dimensions, but this comes from many different groups. And the idea was to help us get home to Source and consciousness, get home to oneness. That's what it's for. So it's based on the principle of asking, you shall receive. So you have a clear intention what you desire. There are a couple more people who arrived. Hi, Florence here, and Gillian, yes. Just loading you up here. They're going to join us. So the idea is to get us home in consciousness to Source, really. That's what the purpose of divine healing is. And what it really does is it helps make your life happen. It takes those dreams that we all hold and turns them into reality, because it transforms the fundamental underlying programming that creates your life each moment for the better. So it's going through some of the harder karmic stuff, there's better things happening. And yeah, it helps your dreams come true, help you develop and fully live your vision rather than scaling it back because you're feeling you can't do it because there's so much programming in the way. And it can help you heal deeply, completely and easily. Almira Ariel Halea, who created Divine Healing with two other colleagues of ours, up to about, they reached the first level in 2006. We used to run the Centre for Conscious Ascension together, and we used to be married as well. We've been looking for a tool to really shift our emotional separation, which we knew was slowing us down and carrying out our missions of service. And she's been searching for one for years, talking to different people to get her to teach things. And then in the end, she decided to develop her own thing with our other two colleagues. And this is what she came up with. So, and since we both started doing it, our lives have changed radically. I usually use this about every day nearly. I use this to clear some program which has been holding me up rather than suffering with it. And so it's allowed me to reconnect with my true essence and gradually have more love and joy and aliveness, and definitely it's created more flow in my life. It's helped me flow with spirit rather than my mind trying to fight it, and become the master of my life, creating what I desire, or most of the time anyway. So sort of how does this thing work? Well, here's how it works. Have a little drinky. We're like onions. Our ego has this big multi-layered onion around us, and we actually are this pure love here in the middle, this flame of consciousness. What Divine Healing does is it allows us to peel our ego's layers one at a time to get back to the love that we are. Because the less layers you have, the more of the love that you are comes into the world, which will create more of the flow that you desire. And flow, by flow, we mean not just money, but just flow of all the good things, all sorts of abundance, love, relationships, connections. Because obviously, you need some currency to actually function in this reality. So what we're doing is that we're actually taking all of our emotional separation, all of our karma, all the challenging stuff, called the mud of life, the emotional separation. And we're using a Buddhist model where we see this as one energy, and we're transmuting it into, hi Julian, and we're channeling it, turning it into lotuses, the good stuff we like in life. We're not looking at things as good and evil, as one's bad and one's good. We're looking at just the state of being. So we're turning mud into lotuses here. So it's transmuting unconsciousness into consciousness. So how do we get to be in this sort of state? Well, this is the multidimensional self we talked about. This is multidimensional healing. And we all started off as Source, as pure consciousness, pure love, and Source had an out-breath of itself. And basically it dropped in density through these many levels, from the 12th dimensions of the model we use, down through the dimensions that got denser and denser to be up to the 5th, 4th, this is the astral plane here, and the 3rd dimension, which we're in at the moment. And so what happened there is that by the time we got to here, we forgot that we were pure love, that we came from here. And so this is why we feel like we're small, limited human beings. And we know there's something special we're here to do. We can't quite get to it, and the reason is because we have this drive from our soul to get back to here, back to love, back to unity. And so Divine Healing was provided so you could cut a pathway in the most efficient way through all the programming that creates a sense of separation from Source, so you can get back to the love that you are. So when we move away from Source into these, from being pure light to these dense physical bodies, what happens is that we get a sense of 3 primary separation programs that actually create us as human ego personalities, these three of them, is sense of abandonment by God, which is what we're going to work on tonight. God kicked us out of heaven and we landed here on earth, and there's no way home. We don't feel so good about ourselves, and therefore we can also feel unworthy to be loved by God, and then we don't trust God. So we're all made up of some combinations of these three primary programs. And our job is to transmute all of this so we can get back home in consciousness. So when one or all of these programs start running, humans react in three different ways. The first way is to go into a place of avoidance, where we numb out, we don't want to feel the program, which doesn't make it go away. Or if we've done a bit of work on ourselves, we judge it and feel bad about it, which is what a lot of people do. And the other option, which is what we do with divine healing, is that if we can resonate and own the program and bring feeling consciousness to it in the body and find where it came from, we can then transform it, which is the key for divine healing. So here's how we do it. Okay, if you drop out by accident from the system, just log in again using the same link that you had when you registered. So the first thing we need to heal, to transform, is to have a willingness and desire and courage to go in and feel the program. This is the issue in the red. This is your consciousness coming in. This is the expanding of your consciousness. Because when you can feel your program, which ego doesn't want to feel because it would rather be in pain than feel the program, then you can heal it. And actually, when you start doing that, you realize actually the program wasn't so bad after all. So what happens is that ego it's not so keen on us feeling our programs, because it can't have us escape from its clutches. So what it does is it brings in this turquoise ice. It numbs out our programs, because it knows that if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. All right? So what divine healing does is it basically finds a way to gently break through the ego's defenses so you can feel the program. And then we're in business, okay? That's when life starts changing. All the soul wanted to do was feel separate from God in the spiritual sense and feel our way back home, and divine healing is a way of accelerating that process. Another drink. Any questions so far? No? Okay, continue. So how do you get into the flow in life? Let's talk about how that happens. Here's how we're built. This is an Indian model. This is the higher self, made up of an atomic body or God self. This is permanent. This is always there. The Buddhic body, which is a higher emotional body. The non-linear mind, which just knows things. This is where Mozart got his symphonies when he was 7. And it temporarily creates us, the impermanent personality with a physical body down here, which has a mental and emotional body and other energy bodies, and a physical body. And this emotional body especially is filled with all these emotional programs, separation programs, as is the mental body filled with different belief systems. And this stuff keeps us from accessing higher consciousness up here. Because the higher consciousness part of us is the key to getting into the flow in life. So you've got to access this guy here. And the way we access it is through what's called the antakarana. It's an energetic connection that keeps you alive. The life force comes from your higher self into your physical and energetic systems. And initially it's very narrow, so we have a sense that we're some small limited human beings is all there is. So the key to getting into the flow is to open up this antakarana. Because in this reality, nothing comes from this reality. This reality is like a three-dimensional projection screen for your spirit to project energy in to the reality. So you've got to change the nature of what you can access from the higher dimensions in order to create more flow in whatever area you need in your life. So here's how we do it. So if you start to clear the emotional separation here and the belief systems in the lower self, the endocrine starts to open up. And then more unconditional love, the violet, comes in. So you start to feel better. And this unconditional love then helps us accept all our programs, or layers of them. Then they start to release. So as a result of that, of accepting the programs what they are, rather than looking at our nails and judging them, it opens up a bit more. We get this. So what's happening here is that this opens wider and more love comes through. So it's a positive feedback loop. More love comes in, more programs are released. Endocrine opens even more. Life gets better because you actually got this love flowing through. This flow of love actually creates better stuff in your life. You may have noticed that as you get more into the flow, you get clearer, more good stuff turns up. You notice for people who don't work on their issues, life gets tougher because the programs, they get more solidified in them. So ultimately, the endocrine opens to the maximum here. And this is what we call enlightenment, where the personality ego has been dissolved and this maximum love and flow comes through here. And that's the aim of divine healing, to try and get you to this point, or as close as you can. When you get to this point, the ego has surrendered. You have this. And so what's happening is that there are no longer any real conscious desires. It's more about the ego has surrendered and is serving higher consciousness. And it's a vehicle for higher consciousness to flow through you. And this is the material, this love here, in a focused way, manifest stuff, good stuff in your life. This is actually how you get to the flow. It's not about manipulation or forcing things to happen in life. It's about getting clear on the inside and following what's called the spiritual signature, the flow in each moment of what is the next right action for you. So this is actually how you get to the flow, by getting really clear, having a clear, surrendered ego. And good stuff is going to turn up a lot more. So what happens is this. Most people are operating from the little ego here. And it's basically, what it's doing is it's following this dotted line, the path of suffering, as the Buddha says. Change the color. Because the left brain is trying to work this out, trying to figure out what I should be doing. Because what divine healing does, that shifts you over here. This is called the spiritual signature, and that means in each moment, there's one right action which comes, and you can tell what that is because your heart opens to it. And if you gradually converge to the one right action each moment that you take, you get a convergence on the spiritual signature, and life really starts to flow. And that comes when you have a surrendered ego, or gradually, progressively surrendered ego, and you're going with this flow. And that's when all this good stuff starts turning up more and more. Well, that's been my experience anyway. It's taken me quite a while to learn how to do this, which is really a letting go of old programs. And as your consciousness opens up and you came to the vastness of spirit, it's much easier to follow this natural flow. Because when you're here, you're in the right place at the right moment, doing the right thing, and then, the flow is there for you. Any questions on that? Okay. So, a few more things before we get a direct experience of it. So, what happens here is that we have these emotional blockages from all our separation programs, and that steals our life force, so it blocks it. So life force is spent holding this stuff in place so you don't feel it. But with divine healing, what happens is this. Is that as you as you dissolve these programs here and here, the life force is freed up, which releases more energy and freedom into your life. And that's available then to create more good stuff. So we're just progressively, layer by layer, releasing these blockages, okay? So what we're going to do now is, that was sort of a summary of divine healing, is we're going to have a direct experience, okay, of how this actually works. So what I want you to do is close your eyes, okay, and we're going to have a go at this. So I already opened up the divine healing space, as we call it, before we started the session. Okay, and what happens is that these many layers of energy interference at the lower part of the astral plane stop us from moving forward in life. So we're going to clear this energetic interference. These are astral beings and entities, other stuff like that. So I'm going to clear them first, okay? So this will be done silently, but just breathe through your mouth and feel what happens in your body as we do this. You may feel movements, you may feel things shift, okay? You should feel a lot better after this, okay? So here we go. So first off, we're going to remove what are called earthbound souls, beings, astral beings or souls who have left a physical body that's died, but haven't left the earth plane, but they got attached to you because you're carrying a similar issue that the original host body carried. Okay. Here we go. Next, we're going to release what we call extraterrestrial presences, who can be just checking out what we're doing. Nothing to be worried about. Okay, we'll shift there. I'm just looking at the paper manual in front of me here. You can see a bit of the manual later. Now we're going to release what we call discarnates, entities, and attachments, other astral beings who may be pulling on your energy, holding old programs in place. Okay, the energy interference is cleared. So you can open your eyes now. Who would like to share how that was for them, just briefly? Elizabeth, would you like to share how that was for you?
Well, I just started channeling energy as you were talking. I didn't feel anything specific. That just happens to me quite frequently if somebody's doing healing work.
Okay, thank you.
I was clearly processing something because I was swallowing quite a lot, but I wasn't aware of what it was.
Okay,
What happened.
thank you. Ralph, how was that for you? You have to unmute. Hang on, unmute you. Hang on. Try now.
Yeah, no, definitely something. I've been very tired since we started this seminar yawning a lot, and I think that's something, and I wasn't tired before, so I think that's processing something. But in this exercise, so hard to describe it. I do feel clearer in my head, like there's more space. But it's an unusual feeling for me, so I haven't really got the words, but something's happened anyway, and it's good.
Yeah, we got the interference out of your system. It hangs on to feelings and thoughts, you see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. Good.
Yeah, Priya, how's that? You have to unmute. Try now.
Okay, so for the second one, I felt like a release of tension from my body. And for the third one, what was the third one? I didn't understand what it was.
Discarnates, entities, and attachments.
Oh, discarnates. Okay. On that one, I felt a constriction in my throat.
Yeah, there was someone trying not to leave. Trying to hang
I
on.
think that. And I think they're still trying to hang on. But yeah, the first one was the second one. I think it was extraterrestrials. Was kind of just a release.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yvetta, how was that? I can't hear you. Just start again. Oops. Try now.
I felt energy in my third chakra.
Yeah.
Before this webinar, I felt I've got a lot of fear from everything what I'm doing, and now I feel like the fear was released, and I'm much calmer.
Yeah.
That anything what comes tomorrow, I will be open to that.
Okay. Right.
Not sure correct, but that's what I feel. That the fear is gone.
Yeah, there was an entity of some sort holding on to the fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry?
There was some sort of interference energy holding the fear in place for you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Gillian. Do you have to unmute? Yeah, try that.
My computer died right when you started, and I came back right at the end, or right after.
You would have still been in the healing loop anyway. So
I thought so. I felt right when I got back on, I felt like a clear sense and lighter, and I've noticed that just generally lighter and calmer.
Okay, good. April, how you doing?
First, thank you. Peace came through. I could feel the energy moving up to the shoulders, and at the end, it was the best because the tingling, and I now feel like I have some more clarity. And thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to what we call main low frequency programs in divine healing. Okay, and I'm going to share this with you now. Hang on. I'm going to share the screen in just a minute. So these are called main low frequency programs, which we use in divine healing. And these are programs which sit in your energy system. So there's lots of them here. Okay, so all sorts of programs here. But what I want to do actually is I'll see what divine healing works in two parts. There's a diagnostic part where we use number mapping to pick a numbers. You align to the higher self, which is what I've already done with you guys. You just pick a number here, then we pick a category, pick a number, then we pick a sub number. So we got 10 and I got a 1. Jealous will be the low frequency program I'm going to work with. So it's a diagnostic process to find out, well, what's running in the moment, what's up right now in the present moment I need to work on, because this is the next layer of the onion to work with. And once we've felt what that is, then we use these command codes here to actually clear the program, because you brought feeling consciousness to it. So what I'd like you guys to do is close your eyes and focus on your primary goal in life that you're conscious of at the moment. Okay. So we're going to trigger a program here. Get a feeling, what would you ideally like to create in your life in terms of flow? And breathing through your mouth, because it keeps you in the body. Become aware of what emotion comes up for you, feeling. This is the main low frequency program. You're just going to feel it in the body. Even if you can't fully name it, something will come up. And if I do that, the program usually comes up as, oh, I'm not worthy of receiving that. So unworthiness will be my main low frequency program. Or it could be fear, something like that. So breathing through your mouth, breathe into whatever that program is for you. Even if it's just a feeling, you can't fully name it. And just feel how that operates in your life. It's important to keep your eyes closed because it keeps the mind shut down. Otherwise, the mind tries to think about it too much and work it out. My healing's about feeling. It doesn't really need the mind here. Okay. And then we're going to go to find out when this program occurred. Okay. Right. So you can open your eyes now, and we're going to go to what's called original time. So there's a point in time where this program was created. So I want you to just pick a number between 1 and 24, whatever comes in your head. Just write that down. It'll be the correct number from your higher self. And then have a look at this list of 24 numbers, and that'll tell you the original time, the place where that program came from. Mine, for example, came from an alternate universe. You don't have to know what these mean, but we explain all that in the training. But when we target where our program comes from, it's much easier to actually clear it, because we've targeted the program in time and space. So write down where it came from. Okay. All right. And go back to the original time here. Go back to the main low frequency program here. Okay. So closing your eyes, on breathing through your mouth because it keeps you in your body. I'd like you to open yourself emotionally to all aspects of the feeling of the low frequency program. So what we're doing is we're spreading our consciousness, our awareness into it, our blue little lightning bolt into our red dot, into the actual issue that you're working with here. What we're doing is this. We're doing this here. Actually, we're doing this here. Okay. We're breaking through here by saying the original time. We're breaking through. But what is this here for us? What is the issue at a feeling level? And become aware of any attachment your ego may have to hanging on to this program. It's very subtle. Just breathe into it. become aware of any feelings the ego has for being bad for having this program. And all judgment around it. And the more you can breathe in and open to the program, the more it can integrate and heal. So just breathe your awareness to it. If you could feel all your programs, then you'd become enlightened. That's why these guys sit in a cave in India. That's what they're doing, becoming aware of their programs, transforming them. The more you can open to it, the more you can integrate it. It can integrate and heal. It's important to keep the eyes closed as the mind cuts in and tries to figure it out. It's nothing to do with the mind, this divine healing. Not about understanding it or figuring the whole thing out at all. And then I want you to open your eyes and we're going to say the command codes together, okay? So when you say this, it's not just words, you're actually commanding the universe because you are a spark of the divine, you're actually source. The more you believe that, the more you command with that from a place of sovereignty, the stronger this will have as an effect. So you're commanding the universe to do something. So it's important to be very grounded and present when you do this. Let's repeat after me. We ask Saint Germain, actually turn your microphones on, everybody, because I want you to hear each other. It's more powerful as a group. Okay. All right. Repeat after me. We ask Saint Germain.
We ask Saint Germain
To pour the purple flame.
To pour the purple flame
Through the aura.
Through the aura.
through the aura
And subtle bodies.
And subtle
bodies.
To burn away all low frequency energies.
To burn away
all low frequency energies
That we have discovered.
we have discovered.
So that new higher level vibrations.
So that new
But
higher level
vibrations
Can be accessed.
can be
accessed.
So we did a little pause there to allow the energy to shift. Because you're asking your higher self to do this. All right. Next line. Saint Germain and higher self.
Saint
Germain and higher self.
Please burn out in one go.
Please
burn out in one go.
100% the core issue.
100% the core issue.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
100% the original cause.
100% the original cause.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
A little pause here, allow that to happen. 100% the source of its power.
100%
the source of its power.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all
all levels and dimensions.
100% all energy attached.
100% all energy
attached.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all
levels and dimensions.
100% all of its effects.
100%
all of its effects.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Through all levels and dimensions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just feel the shift. Keep breathing. Just takes a few minutes for it to integrate. Okay, who would like to share how that was? Priya, how was that?
Interesting. I feel actually a lot lighter.
Yep.
And I was really tired before coming on the call. And I actually am more alert. And as you can see, I kind of have a smile on my face because there's like an energy flowing through me that's very like light and joyful.
Yeah, you just freed up some life force because you released the program, you see. It's now become available for the good stuff.
Wonderful.
That's what divine healing does. See. A lot of our life force is wasted holding on to all our programs that the ego's keen to keep in place. So
Yeah, I have a greater sense of peace too, just peace, serenity.
yeah. Who else would like to share? Jillian?
I felt tingling all throughout my back, and then feel, lighter, happier, more peaceful.
Okay, good. Ralph, how was that? Yeah.
I feel more energy, more alive.
Yep. Released another layer of separation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you look lighter. You look relieved, actually.
I feel it.
Yeah. Thank you. April.
First I had intense pressure, and I didn't finish clearing until Jillian was speaking just a second ago with the rest of my yawns and everything else like that. And now I'm beginning to feel lighter.
Yeah, you look like you're popping. You look like you're surfacing from something very deep.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I don't.
All right. Yvetta, how was that?
I feel lighter as well, and I feel that energy in the room, in my room, is much fresh. The word that it's a new energy around me, and I can do anything with that. I have no fear to do anything tomorrow again. Yeah, I feel definitely lighter.
Yeah. So you guys can actually, if you watch the video again, this healing part, it'll do the same thing on whatever issue you're running. Because when you watch the video, the divine healing space is set. Once you enter into the video, it's like being live here. I discovered lots of people use it repeatedly for self-healing. So it's still there. If you have the fear coming out, Yvetta, you can just use this to clear it.
Okay.
Come to this particular part of the video. So, okay. Elizabeth, how was that? Hang on, I have to unmute you. Hang on. You have to try and unmute from your end there, I think. Yeah, try now.
I had a lot of anxiety in my sacral chakra.
Yeah.
And some of it cleared, and I was swallowing a lot again, but I still feel very anxious. I don't feel brighter and lighter right now. I feel quite anxious.
Yeah, I think deeper layers of whatever you're working on are coming out. Yeah. So that's what we do in divine healing. We actually, what we do is this. We work through, there's 26 different charts in divine healing. This is the manual. It's about empowering yourself, because you learn, if you decide to learn this, you can actually clear a huge amount of stuff yourself. This is the DNA spiral, 12-strand DNA. But in divine healing, there are 26 charts here you can see here. And they're all different clearing charts which you learn. So when we run the training, you basically, we spend 4 days on healing intensive, peeling the ego onion for 4 days, and you learn all these charts. And we go through in whatever's the order, the spiritual signature that guides us. But essentially you get a massive healing, plus you learn how to do it on yourself, plus you learn how to do it on other people. So we did the interference chart just here. Okay, we did the interference chart just then. We did the original time chart as part of that to find out the cause of where your interference. Oh, sorry, we did the main low frequency program chart here. Okay, and then we I can mute you guys, we're getting some background noise. we look at the main low frequency programs and the original time. We just cleared that low frequency program now. So basically, your higher self will guide you through to move all over this manual and clear whatever issues coming up. So once, in your case, you want to work on anxiety next, which will probably be another low frequency program. Okay, and basically you work through this in the order that Spirit directs, and it will clear whatever the issue is running at the moment in your layer of the ego onion. But what we're going to do now is that we're going to clear some past life issues which block the flow here. Not necessarily past life deaths. We're going to use this chart as a means of helping work through this. Okay, so if we go to page 60 in the manual, get to page 60 here. So there's lots of lovely past life deaths here, but and you might have died as a result of some of these, but we're going to use this a little differently. What I want you to do is close your eyes and focus on getting into the flow of your life, where you want it to go. Similar to what we did before, but what we're going to do now is I want you to focus on becoming aware, because we're setting the intention here, of all past lives programming that's blocking you from getting to the flow in this life. Okay, because 80% of what we process comes from those lives. So just your intention will take you there, okay, because then we're going to clear them all, a big layer of them. And breathe into those lives. You may become, what happens is the past life files will open in your energy fields. And when they're open, then when you command it, those layers will clear and it'll free you up and get you a bit more into the flow. And usually it's past lives where you've been abandoned in this case. Okay, parents might abandon you, some group might have abandoned you, something like that's happened. We lost something, lost a connection. And become aware of how many past lives there are. Breathing through the mouth will bring you deeper into the body, deeper into feeling. Another may just come in your head. I got 7, for example. Abandonment's a good program. I've got quite a lot of that still, but I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. And very shortly, we're going to do the command code. All right. So I'm going to switch all your microphones on here. I'm just going to do it. You keep your eyes closed here. Okay. You might just need to look on your screens and just switch them on. There might be a request from me to switch on your microphone. So we're going to say this all together now. Okay. All right. All right. Repeat after me. Keeping your eyes closed. Higher self.
Higher self.
Please clear, heal, and integrate.
Please clear, heal, and integrate
all these files and memories.
All these
files and memories.
Including all cellular memories.
Including all cellular memories.
The DNA.
DNA.
And the subatomic levels.
And the subatomic levels.
I am now ready to heal.
I am
now ready to heal.
All traumatic past lives.
All traumatic past lives.
That have been blocking my flow. Especially ones of abandonment. At all levels and dimensions. All time frames. All realities. And universes. So we're going to pause here, just let that integrate. You may feel the energy sort of buzzy and busy, which is what it usually is at this stage. Just have a little drink. Okay. So that's freeing up a lot of your energy. So it's no longer influencing you. So you can bring more of you here to create more flow. And say, I command.
I command.
That any soul fragments.
that any
self fragments
held with these memories
held
with these memories
memories
are now returned to me,
are now returned to
fully whole and intact,
fully whole
whole and intact
as appropriate.
as
as appropriate.
I welcome these fragments back.
I
whole.
welcome these fragments back.
There's Paul's there. Welcome, Lisa. We're right in the middle of a healing process here, so just join in. Okay, everyone repeat after me. I command
I command
that the whole holographic matrix
That
The whole holographic matrix
be repaired
be repaired
through all layers and levels,
through all layers and levels,
then brought into full alignment,
then put into full alignment,
integration,
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 balance,
balance,
to allow for wholeness to emerge.
allow for
for the
wholeness.
body to emerge.
allow the wholeness to emerge.
So just let that happen. Takes a little while. Lots of high dimensional beings are helping us here. We just say thank you.
Thank you.
Embrace the shift.
Embrace the shift.
Embrace the shift.
Because the gratitude opens you up to source. When we say thank you, we're obviously going to mean it. So what it's doing is this. It's opening a passageway from here up to source, and then you bypass all your programming in that moment, and that brings in more flow. That's what we're doing there. So just breathe, just absorb that. Breathing through the mouth is really important. Keeps you in the body. Breathing through the nose keeps us in our minds. How do you feel, Gillian, after that one? Can't hear you for some reason.
Hear me now?
Yeah, hear you now.
Oh, yeah, I'm still kind of processing it, I guess. I don't know, I feel good. I felt something in the left side of my left lung, kind of warm and change, and among just other little feelings of integration and like returning.
Okay, thank you. Elizabeth, how was that? You have to unmute there. You have to unmute, try and unmute again. Now, that's it, try now.
Okay. I've still got anxiety in my whole sacral area, but there was quite a lot of action. I felt quite lightheaded as higher beings were there, and I felt some action in my heart and lots of gulping in my throat again. So quite a lot going on.
Okay. Once I get the video posted, which will probably be by tomorrow, you can run the main low frequency program part of it again to clear the anxiety. You might do it. You might need it a few times. Sounds like some sort of deeper stuff's coming out. Okay. All right. Yvetta, how was that? Thanks, Elizabeth.
I'm not sure, but through my third eye, I saw white light. It looked like the white light was eating the dark light.
Yeah.
How does it sound? Is it like weird?
Well, that's actually what's going on. Consciousness is transmuting darkness or unconsciousness. That's what's actually happening when we do this.
That's what I saw, and energy. And I hope now I can connect much easier to higher beings, because it was blocked after arrival from South Africa. I was blocked. I couldn't connect.
Yeah. Okay. Probably had a bit of spiritual jet lag or something. Right?
Yeah.
Changing country radically.
Well, in Africa, there's much higher vibration than in Europe. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a bit heavy in Eastern Europe sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, Central Europe. Central
Europe, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
April, how are you doing now? You look a bit calmer now.
I feel so much calmer now. I actually warmth in my lower leg. I could tell that I was really connecting and grounding.
Yeah.
And yes, I am much more at bodily peace. My energy level is not spiking and feeling like I need to crawl out of my skin. So I am extremely grateful. Thank you.
Okay, good. April's actually learnt the first level of this, so.
And she forgot to use it on herself.
Yeah, just wondering why I hadn't been using it. So.
Yeah, this is my training. This is the lesson recap right here from the pain that I've had for the last 2 weeks not using this process.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes. So when in doubt, reach for the manual. Have a little post-it on your mirrors. You know, if in process, use divine healing. The last thing your ego wants you to do, it blanks you out usually. Yeah. Ralph, how was that? I'm trying to get you unmuted first. Hang on. Yeah, try that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it feels like there's a lot more work to do there, though, which is fine. I feel positive about that.
Yeah, well, just one layer at a time when we do this.
Yep.
We humans are sort of complex creatures, really, in terms of what we carry. So, but the main thing is you can change it. That's the main thing. Okay. So we're doing quite a bit of clearing, but when you do a bit of clearing like this, you've actually got to integrate it, because what we're doing is we're dismantling the ego in a sustainable layer-by-layer manner, but we don't want to destabilize it. So what we do is that we then do what we call integration charts, and we're going to do an integration chart called a nutrition chart now. So some of you who may feel a little unsteady, this is what we do. So I want to go to the nutrition chart. Just up here. Here's the nutrition chart. So this is energetic nutrition we're going to use here. And so you don't have to know what each of them means. Just because it's written down, the frequency is here. So we're actually infusing the energetic nutrition, the frequency of the nutrition, not the physical stuff. Okay. So we're going to work with amino acids, essential fatty acids. You pick a letter A, B, C, or D. So that's A and B. Or you could also have a choice of down here, minerals and vitamins. Right, so what you do is I want you all to pick a letter A, B, C, or D, whatever comes into your head. Your higher self will just drop it in. And then I'm going to scroll down the screen here. And when your letter comes up, just put the list. So you got A. One of these is going to jump out at you, okay? All right, and then that's your one, and write it down, okay? If you've got B, it'll be one of these guys. And we get to C and D in a little while. Okay, that'll be the nutrition you need to integrate this treatment. I'll go up and down a few times, okay? Here comes C and D. I'm just going to mute you guys because we're getting a bit of background noise now. Yep, thanks. So one of them will literally like leap off the page, and that'll be the one you need to use, okay? Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Go up and down a couple more times. We're just at the end of the healing process here, Kelly, but you better pick the rest up in the video later. But just join in for this part. Okay, anyone not got their nutrition? Let me know, turn your sound on if you haven't, otherwise we're going to go and do this command code now and infuse this. Okay, so everyone, microphone's on because we're going to do this command code now. We're going to infuse this nutrition. Okay. Yes, because if we all say it together, it's more powerful, okay? All right. Okay. Repeat after me. Higher self,
Self,
please encode this nutrient
please encode this nutrient
in the perfect balance
in the perfect balance
that is required,
Required.
and clear and align
clear and
Clear and align
all pathways
all pathways
for maximum assimilation,
for
maximum assimilation,
absorption,
absorption,
and utilization.
and
and utilization.
So just close your eyes and let that flow in. The beauty of nutrition is the frequency bypasses the conscious mind, which is trying to defend itself and keep itself safe. Okay. All right, open your eyes. Okay. How was that, April?
I feel enough heaviness. Mine was phosphorus. And I looked it up real quick. Teeth, and I'm having a lot of trauma in the teeth area, and so my head is really heavy right now. And I've got some thinking going on, but that's all I can say.
Okay, go on. I didn't quite catch that because Kelly dropped out. You got some thinking going on?
The movement went through up into my head and it came back down, and then I went ahead and after we were finished looked up what phosphorus was for, and it did have to do with my teeth and my mouth having some repair work done from a dog accident.
Yeah.
So it's right on. Thank you.
Okay. Jillian, how was that?
Good. Felt movement and opening, and mine was nervoic acid, and it felt a lot in my head open up. I don't know. It kind of went upward in the top of my head and opened.
Okay, cool. Yvetta, how was that? You have to unmute there. Thanks, Jill. You have to unmute, Yvetta. Let me try it here.
I don't see it.
I got it now. Try now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I felt the energy was pushing or opening my 7th chakra and going through my belly. Like it felt like they want to push the vitamin what I choose into my body.
Yeah.
Not sure what I'm talking about. That's what I felt like. The energy was working from top down through my body.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Elizabeth, how was that? Try and mute again. Yeah, try now. That's it. It's on.
Keep getting this wrong. I chose halveonic acid or something. B8 anyway.
Yeah.
And I just felt quite a lot of activity at my back and my shoulders. Something going on.
Yeah.
What was it?
Very good. Thank you. Kian-Priya?
That's interesting. I didn't feel anything in particular with that, but it's almost like my mind is in a space where it doesn't want to engage at that level, and it's just still.
Okay, that's the idea. So I just to get to a no mind space where you're just following spirit, because the business.
I can hold on to this.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, good. All right. Okay, so that's the end of the experiential part of the webinar. Do you guys have any questions about divine healing? I can explain a bit more about it.
I have a question.
Yeah, Yvetta?
I know we're working with the higher beings, but what guarantee do we have that we don't connect with dark power?
We only align to the higher self. We do an opening process at the beginning of divine healing. to make sure only you're aligned to the higher self, and only beings of light work with us. So it's not a problem with that. We set a very clear space for that. And then at the end, we close the space. When you guys are off the video, I will close the energetic space, but that closing will also be incorporated in the energy of the video. So you'll be sealed up at the end. It'll be all quite safe. So there's nothing to worry about with any.
And other question is, do you have your manual in other languages than English?
Currently, it's only in English, but there's going to be a French version, and it's going to be a German version. The tricky thing about that is getting it written in spiritual French and spiritual German. It's not normal. It's not the normal German or normal French. Okay. So for now, it's English. So.
And if I want to translate it to Czech language?
Well, then you could speak to Almira, who created it, and she'd be more than happy to have a discussion with what's involved with that, because we're open to that.
Okay.
We're very open to that, because it's how we have quite a lot of Czech and Slovak practitioners, so they want to do it in their own language with their clients. So it's better to be in spiritual Czech or spiritual Slovak. So yeah, if you want to learn how to do this, then you can talk to Almira, and then she can.
Okay.
We've got a protocol for doing that translation.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so let me explain a bit how we actually teach this, so you understand how it works. If you're interested in learning this, the way we teach this is that we actually, I said before we go through all these charts here, the way we do the charts is that I explain the chart to you, then I give it, then if it's a simple chart, we just do it together as a group. But if it's a more complex chart, I'll demonstrate on one of you in the class, and then you go off into virtual breakout rooms in Zoom. You have privacy, just 2 people at a time. And you practice giving and receiving the chart. So you get to view it, give it, and receive it, which is experiential learning. So you'll learn it quite well. And basically, you get to work with all the other people in the class to actually try out all the charts, basically. And it takes about 4 days. It's very powerful. You get to bond with your class. It's like a family. Class is a specific group of people come together for the class. But you leave with a tool which is empowering you, because then you can go off and clear 80% of your own issues yourself rather than suffering in them. Like April, even though she's a practitioner, her ego blanked her out, so she didn't actually use the manual. But if she used it, she'll remember now probably a bit more. I still blank out April sometimes. So when I teach it, okay, that's how strong the ego is. Then you can clear 80% of your issues yourself and move forward in life a lot quicker into the flow. So if you're, the other 20% of issues will require working with someone else in the class or some experienced practitioner like me or April to actually break through the issue. So the way we use this to get in the flow is that you focus on where you want to go, what you want to create, then the ego will throw up all its hidden programs to try and stop you. So what you're doing is you're flushing out all the things which are in the way of what you want to create in your life. And that's how we use it. So you go for what you want, then use divine healing to clean up whatever comes up in the ego. And if you keep clearing enough of it, what you desire will gradually turn up in terms of flow. That's actually essentially how we do it with divine healing. Okay. And people use, we do this, I do it nearly every day, but my life has radically changed in the 13 years since I've done it. It's a much better life. It's a much more graceful and flowing life since then. So let me talk about the options, how to move forward with this if you're drawn to this. So to get into the flow in your life on a regular basis, you can come and learn this with me. 13th to the 16th of July, done on Zoom just like this. Runs 4 days here. 12:30 to 8:30 UK time, 7:30 to 3:30 Eastern, 1:30 to 9:30 Iveta for you. And we do it online because there are people all over the world who come to it. Okay. So we're in from California out to Slovakia or beyond, depending where people in Japan sometimes learn it, in Australasia, India, no, actually not India, South Africa. So to come on the course, this is the deposit here, £166 or about $225 US, depending on what Donald Trump says, might change exchange rate. And the full fee is £490 or about $663 US, which is equivalent to only about 5.5 hours of private sessions with me. Most sessions are 2 hours long, so for the price of a bit over nearly 3 sessions, you can actually learn and do it yourself, and you have it for life, basically. Plus, you have a tool where you can actually work on others and earn a living from it if you're a healer or want to become a healer. So you can read more about the course at thedivinehealingtraining.com, or if you wanted a session, which are 2 hours long with me, £178 or $240, and that's at freeupyourlifewithdivinehealing.com. So there are 2 ways forward to empower yourself and to really get into the flow of your life and create a better one for yourself and those around you. So are there any final questions there on that? Now's the time to ask, or put it in the chat. Right. April.
I think I should state that you said that you could do this on your own, and yes, you can. And I just temporarily lost my, I guess, focus, and fear came in, and I wasn't trusting myself. And I've spent the last 2 weeks being in a funk, and I appreciate the fact that you were able to take me back through, and it all came so easily. And the time that it took was because of the link between my last clearing. And just want to say to those of you who want to learn with Nicolas this tool, it was 4 days of amazing information that taught me so much more about my body and how to work with everything that's going on.
Okay, thank you, April, for sharing that.
I'm sorry, but the question is, do you still do a clearing for yourself every day?
Me, nearly every day. 5 or 6 days out of 7 usually I use it in the morning.
And you have your process down to how much time?
Oh, half an hour is usually enough for me.
Thank you.
Morning's the usual time for me to clear something. I'll wake up with the program running and I just, there's a program, just clear it, then have breakfast and get on with the day, basically. Okay. Any final questions or messages?
You said it takes about an hour to clear, like a self-clearing?
Well, just for me, I've been doing this for 13 years. If you're just starting, you probably want to allow an hour or 2 hours. Normally we say about 2 hours for a session to go into some deep issues. But sometimes it just depends on what the issue is. It could be half an hour, it could be 2 hours. We'd say maximum 2 hours usually, unless it's an emergency, because you don't want to over-process.
So then clearly there's more steps than what we did today. We had a sampling today of a couple of steps, and there's more steps that it would be included in the full process.
Yeah, when you, I'll show you, hang on, let me just find, I've got to find a different presentation here for you, just a minute. Let me find the workshop presentation here. I'll show you what 2 hours looks like, okay? So, normally we say sessions are 2 hours because it takes that long to get into it, deal with an issue and come out. So this is the workshop presentation. So normally what you do, Guillaume Priya, is that in a workshop, in a normal healing session, you do a deep healing chart here, then you do an integration chart to help integrate it, and your frequency is rising to the workshop. Then you do another deep healing chart, integration, which is, they'll be all linked together, then another deep healing chart, another integration. That's about 2 hours to get through it all. And so you can radically shift some programming by doing this like that, because you're going very deep with divine healing.
And would it be necessary, do you need to do 3 integration charts at the same time, or could you do one integration chart? I mean, one pair integration and then the healing.
No, you do deep clearing then integration. They alternate,
right.
Deep clearing then integration, because you need to have the integration to integrate this one before you cut with the next one.
But can you just do one deep clearing and one integration? Or would you need to do 3 of each?
I'll just give you an idea of what 2 hours would look like, but you might only just do this, like in the morning.
Right.
Say this morning, I did one. What was mine this morning? Unworthiness to be loved came up. Alea came up. So I just did this, and that took me half an hour.
Right. So it could be, for self-healing, it could be a half an hour.
It could be half an hour. It could be 5 minutes, or it might be 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on the issue. You can't tell. It depends on what the ego's decided to, or the source decided to let go that day.
Okay.
It's variable.
All right. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? No? Well, thanks for joining me, guys, and hanging in there. I will send, you'll get an email in the next couple of days with a link for the YouTube video. So if you want to experience it again, it's all there, or if you're interested in the training, come and join us, or we've got any private sessions, just email me at nicholasdirect@3 at Centre for Conscious Ascension. It's on the registration. And we can take it from there. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.